Rome had always seen itself as invincible. Its legions marched across continents, crushing enemies with precision and discipline. Its emperors ruled with the authority of gods. Yet, in 378 AD, everything changed. One battle, one day, one decision would shatter the illusion of invincibility and send shockwaves through history. This is the story of Adrianople. You might think Rome was prepared. After all, the Emperor Valens led a massive army into Gothic territory, confident, even arrogant. He believed his soldiers, clad in steel and disciplined for decades, could handle anything. But confidence can be deadly. Overconfidence? Fatal, and Valens was about to pay the ultimate price. The Goths were underestimated. Desperate, yes, but clever, coordinated, and utterly ruthless. They had fled into Roman lands to escape the Huns, yet Rome treated them as a nuisance rather than a threat. That miscalculation would cost thousands of lives, including the emperor's own. Imagine the Roman army, proud and marching, believing victory was inevitable. They didn't see the traps, didn't see the strategy unfolding. The Goths waited, biding their time, observing, planning. And when the moment came, it was lightning fast. Chaos erupted, horses screamed, shields clashed, arrows darkened the sky. Soldiers fell, panic spread, and what should have been an orderly advance became a nightmare of confusion and terror. Valens had made critical errors. He split his forces. He underestimated the enemy's strength. He ignored the possibility of ambush. Every choice funneled the army into disaster. Yet the story isn't just about Rome's failure. It's about the rise of the unexpected, the power of strategy over brute force, and the moment history turned on a single battlefield. The Goths struck with precision. Cavalry and infantry worked in perfect harmony. They exploited every weakness, every mistake, every hesitation. The Romans fought bravely, but bravery alone couldn't save them. The battlefield became a crucible of fear and blood, a place where legends died and myths shattered. Valens himself met his end on that field. The emperor, the supposed godlike ruler, fell alongside his men. Rome's prestige, its image of untouchable strength, crumbled in hours. The shockwaves reached every corner of the empire. Rome was no longer invincible. And yet, why did this battle matter so much? It wasn't just a military defeat, it was a psychological blow. The empire realized that its power had limits, that strategy, intelligence, and adaptability mattered as much as numbers and armor. The Goths, once considered a weak and peripheral group, suddenly commanded respect. Their victory was not just tactical, it was symbolic. One day, one battle, and the world began to change. We can trace the consequences of Adrianople for decades. The empire never fully recovered its aura of invincibility. Military tactics evolved, political calculations shifted. Future emperors would remember the lessons, often too late. Rome's borders became more vulnerable, its enemies more emboldened, and the very idea of the Roman Empire began to be questioned. But Adrianople is also a story of human psychology, of pride, fear, misjudgment, and audacity. Of a people underestimated who turned desperation into strategy. Of a leader blinded by confidence and doomed by his inability to adapt. Every decision, every hesitation, every assumption mattered. This was history sculpted in blood. The lessons echo even today. Overconfidence can topple the mighty. Strategy can overcome strength. Preparation is critical, but so is humility. And most importantly, history favors those who see beyond the obvious, who understand their enemy, and who act decisively in moments of crisis. By the end of the day, thousands lay dead, including generals, soldiers, and the emperor himself. Rome's image of perfection was gone. The Gothic victory at Adrianople wasn't just a military event, it was a turning point, a lesson, and a warning. One battle proved that empires, no matter how great, could fall when arrogance meets strategy and preparation meets audacity. Adrianople is not just a footnote in history books. It is a story of power, hubris, and survival. It is a reminder that even the mighty can fall. And it is a testament to the fact that history often pivots on the choices of individuals, the brave, the reckless, and the clever. So, when you think of Rome, remember this. One day, one battlefield, one underestimated enemy, and an empire learned the hard way that nothing lasts forever. Adrianople was more than a battle. It was the moment Rome realized it was mortal. The consequences would echo through centuries, shaping the fate of Europe and the world. And that is the story of Adrianople. A battle, a tragedy, and a turning point that no one who witnessed it would ever forget.